Hello and welcome to episode 7 of In Conversation With. I'm TG Campbell, author of the Bow Street Society series of crime fiction books, and I'm absolutely thrilled to be welcomed here today by Nick Henry, creator of the London Gothic graphic novel. Would you like to introduce yourself a bit more?
Hello there. Thanks for having me on, first of all. Really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
My name's Nick Henry. I'm the creator and author of London Gothic, which is a 4-chapter series of books. And it's disturbing, demonic Victorian horror. That's the best way I can describe it, really. It's about two rival sections, the good and the bad. And I'm not really going to say too much more because
don't give too much.
We'll buy it.
Yeah, buy it, read it. Yeah, exactly.
But it's all set in Victorian London, and basically you've got demonic entities who have been kept underground by two guys who are sort of, one of them's what we call a Totori warrior. He's come from a long line of Totori warriors, and he's the last one left. And these guys keep them underground, but they're starting to come to the surface, and they're starting to create havoc.
That's when the fun begins.
Yeah.
So currently there are 3 chapters and published in London Gothic, and I've actually read all of them, and they've been really, really good. And they definitely have their own style. So when you were coming up with the original concept and sort of tossing around ideas and stuff, what would you say were the biggest influences and inspirations for you when sort of forming that initial idea for the book?
Well, I lived, let's say, a feral childhood. I'm from Brixton, and in the 70s. So to sort of entertain yourselves, you used to just go off on walks. And we used to end up walking half of London, just probably being horrible little gits, just up to no good. But in the 70s, there was a hell of a lot of Victorian London left before they developed it all. And I had this fascination with all the cobbly streets, all the old wharfs.
The fog, the smog.
Oh, it really was like that.
Yeah.
And you had London Bridge was a really and Southwark were really good to go to. Before now I went a few years ago, and it's totally developed.
Yeah, a lot of it's unrecognisable now, isn't it, really?
Yeah, absolutely. And we used to go down on the banks of the Thames, where they still had the massive, great big circular drain outlets, sewer outlets. And I used to go down into them because I was a bit like of a loon as a kid, and scare my mates and tell them there were things in these tunnels. And run out screaming. And also I was always interested in that weird and wonderful sort of macabre stuff. And that, along with watching, I was allowed to watch stuff that really, I suppose, kids should have watched. It was quite tame in them days, but it was, on a Saturday night on BBC Two, you used to get a horror double bill.
Oh yeah.
And
is that back in the days we had 2 channels?
I think we only had 3 then. It was even before Channel 4, and most of the time ITV were on strike, so BBC one. But it was, so they used to do these late night ones, and the first one would start at 10, and I'd be like sitting there watching it. It'd be Curse of the Werewolf with Oliver Reed.
Having to sit quite close to turn it up because, of course, you didn't have a remote.
Absolutely. Well, I think I used to sit right in front of the telly. I was like, because we only had a black and white telly as well.
We used to have a TV. You had to put money into the TV to keep it going. We used to have one of those when I was younger.
50p slots, all that. But I was literally born in flats and stuff like that. We had nothing. We were born into poverty right now. And anything like that to amuse yourself was great. So I grew up with all those films with Christopher Lee, Peter Cushing.
Good old Hammer
horror. Oh, absolutely. It was brilliant. And I used to go down to the mobile library that used to come round and get the Hamlin Book of Horror and the Hamlin Book of Ghosts. And I never gave them back. I used to love them so much. yeah, it was all that sort of stuff, and then from there, I just used to get into like, who's actually written this Dracula,
Yeah.
and it was Bram Stoker, and get into Edgar Allan Poe, the little stories and stuff.
So you must have had quite a vivid imagination as a child then.
Oh God, yeah,
Yeah.
I wasn't very good at maths, but I was good at English and
Yeah,
writing. So I
same.
used to write all these
Yeah.
weird stories. Funny enough, when I was a kid,
Yeah.
but the way London Gothic, I suppose, it developed itself with me was that when I was young and we used to go down to all these cobbly streets and everything else, I used to know about Fleetfoot Jack and Jack the Ripper and all those sort of things because I'd read about it. My friends weren't interested at all. They just wanted to read comics. I never read a comic.
No.
Never read a comic probably until I was about 15. And that was only probably Viz or something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
I've never been a comic book person. I've not read Marvel or DC and all that sort of stuff. It wasn't my thing. So they was more interested in that and all the superheroes, and I was interested in the people that would kill them.
Serial killers, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So that's how it sort of went, really. And I invented these characters as well. As I got older and older, I invented these characters. And one of them I called him the Sandman, and it was before Neil Gaiman's Sandman ever come out.
Yeah.
It was all to do with that he would come in people's houses when they was asleep, and he would like take the kids and stuff like that. Because I was a kid, I was thinking, oh, someone's good, and you was always told, don't go out there or go with that person or get in that
Yeah,
car.
yeah.
So but you was innocent because you didn't know the dangers. Really, you just knew you shouldn't do it.
Yeah.
So I thought, well, then I've got to make an evil person that would do it.
Yeah.
And he's going to be like all like creeping along the rooftops and all that sort of stuff. So I invented this thing called the Sandman, which sort of lived with me for quite a while. And as I got older, and I didn't used to do a lot of, you get into work and family and all that.
Yeah, yeah, the boring stuff.
This is it, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You lose all your imagination because you get lost in life, don't you? Just living.
Yeah, adulting as they call it now, yeah.
Yeah. But I used to when my kids were little, I'm saying like little, they were probably about 5, 6, 7 and stuff. If they didn't go to sleep, I'd say to them, Sandman's coming to get you.
Yeah.
So I was probably an horrible parent, but they've grown up all right.
Yeah, yeah.
None of them have got a warped imagination. So yeah, but I used to, yeah, and they would say to me, "Tell us a story, Dad," and like again, and they want to be kids want to be frightened. They love it.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'd say to him, well, the Sandman, he's out there, and then there was this man, and he was hunting him, and all this, and without even knowing, I was coming up with a concept of London Gothic.
Yeah, yeah.
I've got the Duke, who's the hero,
Yeah.
and then the Sandman, which is now the Soul Creeper, which we had to do a different name because of copyright.
Yeah.
And then as it went on and stuff, I thought, well, I used to love going and watch when we was kids, and on the odd occasion, the youth club, what I used to call the poor kids youth club, used to take us to the seaside. We go to Eastbourne,
Yeah.
and they always had Punch and Judy, and
Yeah.
I used to think, oh, he's pretty scary, isn't he?
They are pretty scary. Think about it. Puppets and like those sorts of puppets are very creepy and
Yeah.
scary.
And we used to sit there and although it was funny, you
Yeah.
used to think, oh, I don't know if I don't, you weren't sure.
Yeah.
So I say to my other kids and my mates and that, what if he was real? What if he
Yeah.
come out and hit you on the head with a thing?
Yeah.
Or like the crocodile came out and it was like, they would literally poo in their pants. And it was all my fault. So now and again, I used to get told off for scaring them. But as we went along, anyway, I had all these ideas and that. And then my missus said to me, she said, I don't know why you don't write this all down. She said, you've got all these characters and stuff. And I said, I ain't got time. So
Yeah.
do it. And I've never written anything in my life. I never classed myself as an author.
Yeah.
I wrote when I was young, when I was a kid, but never as an adult. I never had no need for it. Just working all the time,
Yeah.
So eventually I started my own business, and I had a team of graphic designers because I own a print company. So I had a team of graphic designers, and one of the guys there was brilliant at drawing.
Yeah.
So I started telling him out of the blue, it was just one day I started telling them about this. Oh, I had this idea, and it was this thing and that thing. Didn't have a name for it. Said,
Yeah.
yeah, this thing climbs around, and they went, "Oh, that's bloody great! We're
Yeah.
gamers. That could be a game." And I went,
Yeah.
I don't know about that, So one of them said, "Oh, well, I'll illustrate what you're telling me." So he did. So at the time, I had the Duke and the Sandman Soul Creeper. So I've still got them on my wall here, the original drawings from like 2010,
Oh,
2015 that he did.
yeah.
So yeah, it's that's where they've been sitting. And then my wife said, "Why don't you do something with it?"
Yeah.
Lockdown came, and I
So
was
you
like,
got all his time on your hands.
"Yeah."
Yeah.
And I thought, "What should I do?" So I bought a Mac, an old Mac, and I thought, "Well, I'll start writing."
Yeah.
Anyway, I said to you, I've never written anything in my life, only business plans.
Yeah.
And I sat here at this desk, a crappy old desk in my bedroom because we ain't got no room. I live in a little tiny house.
Yeah.
And I started writing. And to this day, I don't know how I did it. I say the devil made me do it. I was the devil's author because I just don't know.
Well, me and my friend who's also right, we have this discussion quite often. We say that you get to the point where you are so comfortable in your idea and your style that it just becomes a subconscious thing. It just happens. It just instinctively what should happen. You know instinctively what your characters will do, what they wouldn't do, what they would say. So I would say when I get into a book, I always feel like I'm retelling somebody else's story rather than actually
Yeah,
making it up. And it's weird to sort of say that because they're all fictional, it's all fictional stories, but when it feels so real to you, you just do feel like you are just putting down what something's already happened. So
yeah, it is bizarre, isn't it?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I can't explain it. It was I had a start and I had an end. I knew how I wanted it to end.
yeah,
I never knew anything in the middle, and I thought, and it was my son, and he said to me, it literally was like what you call a synopsis, I suppose. I just done a
yeah,
start and an end. I had no middle,
yeah,
and my son, who's mad on gaming, graphic novels and stuff,
yeah,
one of my sons, he said, "Oh, that should be a great graphic novel, Dad," because I showed him the thing. So I went,
yeah,
well, I was thinking about just writing it light and then maybe sending it off to a TV studio or something, mate. You never know, do you?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
He went, "No, do a graphic novel. It'd be great," he goes.
yeah,
So I went, "Oh, how do I do that then?" So I had to look and research of how to write a script of a graphic novel,
yeah,
which in itself was its own nightmare
yeah,
because when I eventually found an illustrator, which is Mike, who's brilliant, I
yeah,
was so lucky that we met. I'll say that's fate. That was weird. The devil threw us together.
yeah.
My first 10 pages, I sent it to him and he phoned me up and he went, "I don't know what it is. Is it nighttime, daytime?
Where are they? Yeah,
Yeah, what's going on?" And you've just got words of what they're saying. And I went, "Oh, shit, yeah, I didn't know that. I've got to go back around. I've got to find out."
the
So,
inside, outside. Yeah, yeah. Sitting
and
down,
it is.
standing up. Yeah,
All the scenes, it's literally like writing a screenplay.
yeah,
So once I got used to it, it just came out everything. And I remember writing the first, it was, let's say it was a chapter within the chapter one.
yeah.
And I thought, I don't know. Is it any good? I don't know. So I
Self doubt
gave it,
starts creeping in.
yeah, but
Yeah,
because you've never written anything, you don't know. But in my head, I can see it like a film.
yeah, yeah.
So
Same with me. Yeah,
and I wanted to write it like that. And I said to Mike, I want it to be like when you've got a graphic novel, people read it and it's panels and it goes along and Superman flies away or whatever. But I want this to be like people are watching it on the telly.
yeah,
And he went, "I'm going to do that for you.
yeah.
I'll do it like," and I said, "I want the effects in there
The
and
angles and yeah,
everything." Yeah, everything. And even when we finish one, I said to him, "When we finish it, I want it to be like an EastEnders moment, like the
oh yeah, yeah. There's
So
cliffhanger at
people
the end.
go,
Yeah,
"What's going to happen?" Like that.
yeah, yeah,
So that's how we sort of set out about it, really. But yeah, I gave it to my wife, and I said when I first did it, and I said, have a look at that. Tell me what I think. She's totally honest. And she went, oh, it's bloody great.
Yeah.
I want to know what happened. So then I just went bosh and it all flowed, everything. So I wrote all the 4 chapters within 3 or 4 months.
Yeah.
I went back to work, obviously, because we come out of lockdown, and I wasn't in lockdown for very long because I do work for the NHS, so they
Yeah.
need everything, all the COVID centres done. So I was doing that, but I was coming home from that, and I was sitting here, and then I'd wake up in the middle of the night, and I'd go,
An
I don't
idea.
like that. Yeah, I don't like the way I feel. I'm kind of computer went on and bosh. So yeah, so the missus really, she was great because my missus is a pagan witch as well.
Okay. Yeah.
So she had influence in the writing because I said, "Oh, I want a witch in it," but
If she was able to sort of give you that information to be able to give a bit
yeah.
more reality and realism. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So all the symbols are sort of real, but some of them have been a little bit twisted.
Yeah.
Because we wanted to make it our own.
Yeah.
And then so it went from there, and then eventually Mike did the first one. We went through a lot of character development. That was another thing, because I had an idea in my head of the Duke, and I wanted him to be like Clint Eastwood in The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, a bit rough, unshaven, but very posh. And Angelico, who a lot of people have said to me, oh, he's like Bill Sykes, and he's got an English Bull Terrier and stuff. But
I can see that, but I can see how they would say that, but I didn't. Bill Sykes didn't come to mind with that character. No.
No, he's not based on it. He's based on my granddad.
Yeah.
And also the dog is my dog that I had at the time. I had an English Bull Terrier, so I wanted to put her in it. So so that's how we did it. And also from that, the story flowed where every character had its own little story behind it. And it was weird how it grew to the point of like bringing Punch in from Punch and Judy, bringing them in. And Sweeney Todd pops up.
Yeah.
So, I wanted to bring in all the things that frightened me as a kid, but also all the myths and legends that I knew about.
Yeah.
So that was really basically how it all came together, and it mainly with my warped mind. It's very weird, but yeah.
So yes, actually, sort of like London Gothic very much sort of obviously it's set in the Victorian era, but it's very much a stylized version of the Victorian era, and as you say, it sort of takes a lot of influence from like the uncanny, and obviously the Victorians were quite obsessed with like, supernatural and that sort of things anyway. As you say, like Judy pop up and Sweeney Todd get mentioned as well. So I do a lot of research for my own books into the 19th century and London in that era as well. So did you do a lot of research into London of that time to sort of form the basis of the book? And if you did, sort of what kind of decision did you make in terms of how far you took that to put it in the basis of the book itself? Did you sort of just, I know particularly with the Metropolitan Police in the book, for instance, there was obviously a decision made then. So that kind of thing. So what particular decisions in that sense did you make to sort of make it sort of within that era, but at the same time fit your vision?
Yeah, I wanted, and speaking to Mike from an early stage, is that from my memories of London, how it was that I saw it had a lot of Victorian London left in it. The old wharfs, the cobbly streets, the old bridges, all that sort of stuff. I wanted all those backgrounds in the book to be bang on the button.
Yeah.
So I remember going and trying to explain. Now I'm trying to explain to someone who's only ever been to London once. So, and lives up in Nottingham. So he's not really seen that side of things.
No.
So I was finding old pictures, Victorian pictures online of like, there's an old wharf. That's like, and you can see the big step that comes down, and you've got the bags that I used to put pulleys and all that. I remember that. It's really weird because people were still using those.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the cobbly streets and all that sort of stuff. And also with the clothing, I wanted the clothing to be as near as damn it to the Victorian age.
Yeah.
To the police department, I called the London Metropole because I thought if you call it the Metropolitan Police, we're in a fictional world.
Yeah.
So we can change a few things.
Yeah.
And with the guys, I remember him coming back to me when we did the sergeant in, who's not, he's a bit of an horrible bloke, really. And he went and researched what they had as their crests and stuff and how they were dressed.
Yeah. Yeah.
So all of that is to, as near as damn it, to the
Yeah.
Victorian, as my nod to, look, there you go. That's what I liked. That's what I imagined.
Yeah.
The rest of it is just complete fiction and just gore.
But even the Metropole police station in the London Gothic is very reminiscent of Bow Street police station.
Yes.
That aesthetic, yeah, with the white lamps and that kind of doorway and everything. And I quite like the fact they call it Metropole, because there's a lot of hotels called Metropole, and it's a Hotel Metropole, and obviously Metropole is another word for metropolitan. So it's still kind of sticky with that sort of link. But like I say, it's just fitting in the fictional world. And I think, as I said to you before, like, it's important to sort of know when it is a period setting, just to gauge what the creator's vision is for that setting, and not just automatically, because it's Victorian, it's got to be 100% accurate, or it's going to be steampunk, or it's got, you've got to just sort of appreciate the vision that is being presented to you. And so it has very much got its own identity, its own style, and I really like that. I really like the fact, like I say, that the basic, that the clothes and the police and all, like those sort of basic facts are very true to life, but at the same time you've got sort of fantastical stuff around it. But then I think, because you have got that solid basis, the fantastical stuff then feels more realistic and more believable, because it's got that solid foundation around it. Yeah.
I definitely, that is, I'm glad you got it, because that's exactly what I wanted the reader to get.
Yeah.
And then just lose himself in it. Really, there was a program that came out some years ago that was very, very good. It was called Penny Dreadful.
Yeah, that's on my to be watch list. I've still got to watch that. Yeah, my friend watched it. It was really, really good. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was a great, not the modern one that they brought out where they went to America, but the one set in Victorian London.
Yeah.
And the backgrounds and the way they were dressed and everything was great. And it was along the lines of what I've done, but they brought in Frankenstein and a werewolf and a thing, and it was all the same stuff.
The uncanny, yeah, it's the uncanny, yeah.
It was easy.
Yeah.
Anyone could chuck Jack the Ripper in, because everybody knows them. But I wanted to do something different, where it was myths and legends that people haven't heard of.
Yeah.
Or I've really twisted them on their head.
Yeah.
And then you go, oh, right, okay, no one's done that before.
Yeah, so a different side, a different aspect to something that people might think they know everything about, basically. Yeah, like Punch Judy or Sweeney Todd, yeah.
Yeah, and that was it. I mean, even in the Johnny Depp film Sweeney Todd, it's so brilliantly shot.
Yeah.
The way they've shot it in Victorian London, and they've got all the crap coming down the walls, and he's in little. And I think, and that's another thing that I think they got it right, but it is a fictional thing.
Yeah. But again, it knows its parameters. It knows that it's not actually trying to present you as a documentary. It's a fictional bit of entertainment. But at the same time, like I say, it's getting those aesthetics right and that foundation again right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So now we're going to just look at some of the particular panels in the book. As you talked about sort of how it was sort of created, and I love how a lot of times the action is overlapping the edge of the panels. There's one where the character's hand is like reaching out, and it like literally comes like over the panel, and you feel like they're reaching for you. And like you say, it's like the voiceovers and the different like a camera angle. So you talked about sort of you doing the script and then Michael doing the artwork. So how did you marry up those two sort of forms, really, like the script and the artwork? Were they done simultaneously? Did you have to tweak your script based upon what he was going to do with the artwork, or did you just literally base the artwork on your script, or how was it done? How was it done basically? What was the process to get that?
When I wrote it, I had in mind, and like I say, it was to do a comic script or a screenplay script is so detailed.
Yeah.
So you try and be as detailed as possible. When I started getting into it and bashing out pages because I was so excited about what was going to happen in this scene,
yeah,
there was bits that I left out. And again, it was just sort of like, it just sort of dropped into our laps, really.
Yeah.
So I gave Mike total just freedom, just do what you want. there's nothing worse than having an illustrator and you picnic everything. You
Yeah.
know
So would he
why?
sort of would he storyboard what you'd done as a scene, or would he send you like the basic sketch so you could see just get an idea of what it would look like, or was he literally usually like just go and do it and you come back with a finished product?
He would do each page.
Yeah.
So I'd have the page.
Yeah.
So you'd have page 42,
Yeah.
and then it would have what happens on that page. And then he would come back with a pencil drawing
Yeah.
and send it to me. And I'd say, yeah, like that bit. That's not really what I think in my head. I
Yeah.
need it to be a little bit like this. And then he'd go away and he'd change it. And that's how it started within the first
Mm.
20, 30 pages.
Yeah.
After that, I didn't have to tell Mike anything. He just went with it. He
He
knew it
knew
was on
what
the
the style was.
same
Yeah.
wavelength. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
it was he's just amazing with it. I've got to be
Yeah.
honest. He's brilliant. Me and him as a partnership. I couldn't have met anyone better.
Good.
It
It's
was
brilliant when
unbelievable.
you get when you get that kind of like work relationship going. It's great. Yeah.
But he also is a big comic reader and collector.
Yeah.
What I couldn't bring to it because I don't read comics.
Yeah.
Um, he could because he could go right. Okay, well, like I need a hand coming out the screen. I'm going to do this in a way not like the comics usually do it. A little bit different. It's
Yeah.
actually going to burst through the panel.
It is. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So
It's also you could like as a reader sort of hold their hand almost. It was that kind of like thing.
catchy,
Yeah.
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 And then he got straight away that I wanted the reader to get lost in this as I was watching it on a telly,
Yeah.
not your conventional comic book.
No.
I want them to sit there at night, preferably
Yeah.
with their lamp on, looking at it, thinking, "Oh my god, I've got to turn that page. What's
Yeah.
going
It is
on?"
very cinematic in its style. Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. And he nailed it straight away.
I think I'm not really a big graphic novel reader, but I did really enjoy London Gothic. I found it really easy to read, really accessible, and like I say, it's very cinematic. And like when it's raining, you can always hear the rain. When it's cold, you can always feel cold, and there's a great sense of movement as well in the panel. So when one of them I just read, I think had it, I think it's falling, and you can see like the
Yeah.
motion of them falling, and so even if you're not, even if, so I would recommend to anybody if you're not necessarily a big graphic novel reader, or you've never read a graphic novel before, but you like sort of Victorian era and you like sort of horror and like I say urban legends, I would definitely read London Gothic. I'll definitely recommend that to people. And so because it is sort of very cinematic, it's got a lot of you can get motion and action in there, sort of the camera angles. If it was to be made into a TV series or a film, who would you want to have play which character space? I know you mentioned Clint Eastwood, but I mean obviously
He's a bit old now.
he's a bit old now, yeah. But they were saying that AI though, was it good the Goodfellas actors? They did it so that they looked younger in the film. So you could still have him play to his voice, but have him a younger version with AI, couldn't you? Like because Joe
Well,
Pesci and all them they made younger in one of the films a few years ago.
the trouble with Clint Eastwood is he couldn't do the voice. He needs to be very posh, London, eloquent. If you notice in the book, there's quite a lot of swearing, but the Duke never swears. He's very, very,
Yeah, other characters like that. Yeah, he
he's
never.
very.
Yeah,
Jellicoe, he's got a potty mouth. He's
yeah,
Irish and he just don't care. He's not bare knuckle fighter, so he's not
yeah.
bothered about anything. He brings all the light to the dark. Yes, I've had some emails and conversations with producers. I can't mention who they are,
No, no, no. Of
but
course not. No.
but to be loyal to the fans because it's got a big cult following,
Yeah,
London. And I never really imagined that anyone would want to be bothered reading it. It's amazing, really.
yeah.
But I've said no. I need to get the 4 out before I even entertain any more
It needs
conversation.
to be complete before
Yeah,
you can. Yeah,
but I've spoke with Mike quite a lot about who would play who
yeah.
when we've had conversations. We've had quite a good laugh about it. But on Honora, I think Eva Green.
Who's Eva Green?
Well, she's in Penny Dreadful as a psychic,
Oh, okay, right.
and she's been in a lot of other different.
I'm great with faces, uses of names. So
I'll tell you one you will know: Jellicoe, Tom Hardy.
yeah, I could see that. Yeah,
If he could do an Irish accent, which I'm pretty sure he could, I
yeah.
think he'd make a crack in Jellicoe because he really don't care. He
No,
could just let rip. and that's what Jellicoe does.
Yeah.
With
Yeah,
Phineas,
Jellicoe did make me laugh out loud several times when I was reading
yeah,
him.
well, good. That's the whole point of it, is to bring that little bit of humour to
Yeah, yeah,
quite a dark story,
yeah.
with children going missing and stuff like that.
Mm, mm.
Um, with Phineas, who's the evil politician, I was thinking Mark Strong, absolutely, all day long.
Yeah.
Um,
Who would, other than an old Clint Eastwood, who would you get to play the Duke?
Duke. Well, funny enough, the person that we had in mind, and we sort of like when we tinkered with the Duke and the way he was and the
Yeah,
way he looked, other than Clint Eastwood, which was my base,
yeah, yeah.
was Luke Evans.
What's Luke Evans been in?
Now, Luke Evans he's been in quite a few Victorian things that
Okay.
we
I might,
watched on the TV. There was one, oh, I can't
again, I
think.
probably know him if I saw his face. No, I just, yeah.
He's a great actor. Um, he's Welsh, but he can do the posh.
Yes.
But he looks, and he's that middle-aged guy.
Yeah, yeah.
Because if you notice, what I didn't want as well was a
Some young whippersnapper.
young whippersnappers coming in know-it-all. I wanted it to be it's an adult.
He's a bit more world weary, isn't he? Basically, yeah.
He is, yeah, and he's
Yeah,
been
yeah.
through it, and with the Duke's backstory, he has been through a hell of a lot,
Yeah.
real hell of a lot, and all he's done is been brought up to fight demons. He's been trained. He's like the SAS of demon hunting,
Yeah.
and it's just took its toll on him. He's
Yeah.
just really drained with it all. So, but I think that Luke Evans is a really really good actor. I was thinking as well that originally we thought of for Punch was Willem Dafoe,
Okay.
because he already looks like him, but obviously he's getting on a bit now. So we was thinking of Bill Skarsgård, who played it.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah, he seems to play some weird characters. He's good at that.
Good character actor, yeah.
To do a good Punch, and you need someone who's going to be a little bit
Unhinged.
warped.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he is.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's we thought of others like James McAvoy for Sawney. Judy would be Helena Bonham Carter.
Oh yeah, yes.
Because she's a loon.
She's a bit wacky, yeah.
Yeah, and Judy.
Did she play Mrs. Lovett in the Sweeney Todd
did.
musical? Yeah.
Yeah, she did. We've not really thought about a Sweeney or anyone like that, really. There's a guy in America called Doug Jones, who's a really good horror actor. He plays a lot of creatures.
Mm.
So he was in Pan's Labyrinth as the thing with the long fingers and all that.
Oh, yeah.
Then I thought of him as a soul creeper because he's really tall and gangly.
Yeah.
The soul creeper is all bits of flesh.
Yeah.
And he's sort of like slowly regenerating. Mm. So I thought he might be good for that. But yeah, there's, I mean, if anyone took it and it was people who you hadn't really heard of, if they took that character and made it theirs, then I'll be more than happy, as long as they didn't ruin the actual concept of the book.
Yeah. Stay true to the, the ethos of the book and the core, the heart of the book, basically. Yeah.
But yeah, so it'd be interesting, and who knows what the future brings? You never know, really.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd love to see it. I'd love to see it on the telly, on Netflix, or one of them, or Prime, or.
I think it would make very good TV series or film. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's already very cinematic. Yeah.
It's got to be done by someone who's dark, who's not scared to push them boundaries, because with the book, with you've got missing kids and stuff, you've got to keep that in there, because I didn't do it for the sake of it. I did it because it's a story. You need
they need to understand the story. Yeah.
And I wanted Punch to really be hated, and everyone hates him. So I had the right effect.
Yeah. But going back to sort of the digital and physical format, personally, because I'm visually impaired, I did find a digital copy of London Gothic very accessible, very easy to read, very easy to follow. So if you are somebody who maybe has got visual impairment, who's a bit wary about sort of reading graphic novels, definitely that's not an issue with London Gothic at all. So I'd just like to say that.
And there's lots of effects.
Yeah.
Mike loves effects.
Yeah.
Fire.
So we've obviously discussed obviously different urban legends and like Sweeney Todd and that sort of thing. So as with all of in conversations with, we now have a quiz. This is a true or false 10 questions. So you know these are just a bit of fun. It's not you're not necessarily expected to be an expert in these things. You might get them all right. You don't know.
Oh, you don't win a little bully, do you?
No, showing your age.
Look what you could have won.
We just do a claim of hopefully your self-respect and dignity will still be intact by the end of it. But yeah.
Oh, that's gone. That went a long time ago.
Yes, this is actually on a quiz on the uncanny and urban legends in the 19th century. So, question number 1. According to urban legend, Spring-Heeled Jack, described as a demonic creature with eyes like balls of fire and hands like icy claws and able to bound from rooftop to rooftop with ease, terrorised London and other parts of England between 1838 and 1904. Is that true or false?
That's true.
It is true.
It is.
See, you got one already.
He's one of the best urban legends that I know.
Yeah. So yeah, question 2. In Mary Shelley's 1818 novel Frankenstein, or The Modern Prometheus, Frankenstein was the monster created with human body parts. Is that true or false?
Yes, true.
No, it's false. Frankenstein is the name of the monster's creator.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you got... That was a good one. That was a tricky one.
What are you... Yeah.
I'll tell you, it's not going too well. Just stick to the first. Just have 2 questions. I've got
That question is all true. It's all true or false. Yeah. So, next question. In February 1855, hoof-like footprints were seen on the ground and rooftops by residents following heavy snowfall. Known as the Devil's Footprints, they're still unexplained to this day. Is this incident true or false?
You know what? I think that could be true.
It is true.
Mm.
It was Devon, I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you should like
They said it was the devil of... Oh.
I can't remember now, but it's definitely it was
yeah,
a newspaper article, yeah.
Came out of the church.
Yeah.
That's
So
it, yeah.
this next one, hopefully you'll get this one. Sweeney Todd, the demon barber of Fleet Street, was a real person. True or false?
False.
It is false.
I would have been in Crap Street then. I would have said true there.
So the character first appeared in a serialised penny dreadful called The String of Pearls in Edward Lloyd's magazine, The People's Periodical and Family Library, between 1846 and 1847.
But do you know he was actually based on a real person in France?
I didn't know that, but that doesn't surprise me. But the actual there was an actual Sweeney Todd.
Not he wasn't called Sweeney Todd, no.
No, but yeah, there's people didn't realise actually there was plenty of other macabre serial killers in the 19th century other than Jack the Ripper.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
definitely, yeah. Well, we based Judy on one of them.
Yeah.
Who was Judy? Oh, I can't think of her surname now, but she poisoned lots of babies.
Yeah, I think I know who you mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, next one is kind of Sweeney Todd related. You might not know this, you might not. So this is more about Sweeney Todd, but sort of modern times. Well, so Ray Winston, who is best known for playing Gary Gal Dove in Sexy Beast from 2000, and Captain Stanley in The Proposition from 2005, also played Sweeney Todd in the 2006 TV film for the BBC. Is that true or false?
That's true, but I thought it was ITV. But there you go.
No, it is true.
Yeah.
And it was the BBC. Actor Tom Hardy also starred in the film as Matthew. So there you go.
I remember him shaving his head for the part.
I remember watching it because the very last bit he doesn't it? The very last, yeah. So you're doing very well so far. You've only got one wrong, right? So next one. The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde was an 1886 novella by Robert Louis Stevenson, the author of Treasure Island. Is that true or false?
True.
That is true. Maybe should have made it a bit harder. Right. In the 19th century, seeing an owl during daylight hours, and your own face in a dream were considered omens of death. True or false?
Hmm. I think that might be false.
No, it's true.
Oh,
Yeah, so there you go.
that's
So
a
next time
good
you see
one,
your own
that
face in
is.
the dream, don't panic.
Yeah, as long as a twit woo.
Yeah. So next one. When a member of the household died, all clocks would be stopped at the moment of death as a sign of respect to the deceased and to avoid further misfortune. Is that true or false?
That sounds something like it would be true in Victorian times and the sort of macabre thing they would do.
Yep, it's true.
Mm.
Victorians believed that spilt salt should be tossed over the right shoulder with the left hand. True or false?
I would say true because I was made to do it all the time when I was a kid.
It's false, but only because it's actually the left shoulder with the right hand.
Ah, there you go.
As
I
it,
remember getting told off
yeah,
and going, "No, chuck it over because the dead people will get you."
it
That's
was
what
as
they
it
do.
was believed Satan always stood on one's left shoulder in the same way he stood at God's left hand.
Ah, right, yeah.
Yeah, so there you learned something. The last question. The first known performance of Punch and Judy in England was in 1662 and was witnessed by Samuel Pepys. Is that true or false?
That's true.
That is true. So you were worried. You only got one wrong. You got 9 out of 10. So you know your stuff.
I told you there's a lot of warp stuff in here. I was so obsessed with it all. Victorian London. I'm trying to think now of the footprints on the. It was definitely something that there's a church. I think
It
it's
was
in Fonnet.
Devon. I'm
Was
pretty
it
sure it was
Devon?
Devon. Yeah.
Yeah, and they call it the devil of the churchyard because they found it was something to do.
They followed them, didn't they? It was like a trail and they went up
Yeah,
into the rooftops and then they were like, yeah.
yeah. That is. Oh, do you know what? I've got a book somewhere and it's got all the weird myths and legends of England, and I'll
Yeah.
have to have a look now.
Now back to the normal questions. So if you could have coffee with three people, living or dead, famous or unknown, who would you choose? Why would you choose them? And what would you talk about?
Oh, I like to give this a little bit of thought.
Yeah.
Because
Everybody
it's
always
so
turns on me and goes, who would you choose? Like, no, I've already answered this question
difficult.
3 times. Yeah, so you don't answer it.
Well, you'll probably like my answers, a couple of them.
Okay.
So the first one would be Bram Stoker,
Yeah.
because I would love to know how he developed that story that has been so successful through time. It's just amazing.
I'm probably going to offend you and say that I found Dracula really boring.
Yeah, but if you look at
I
the
think
way
if
that's
I'd read it
taken
at the
off,
time, if I'd read it at the time it first came out, it would have been brilliant. But because you know the story already, I think when I then
yeah,
read it for school and university, you're waiting for him to appear basically. Like, come on, where
yeah.
are you?
Well, I've never read Dracula, but it's just I'd love to sit with a guy and go,
Yeah.
do you know? It's if you could travel back in time and just say you do not realise what you've created that has spawned into all these movies, films, and
Well, I don't think it wasn't very well
series.
appreciated, was it, at the time when he was first? He didn't really make a lot of money out of it, I don't think, when he was
No,
first. Yeah, it was only his wife after he died pushed it because she needed the money from the sales, basically.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It would definitely be one. The other one I'd like to sit down with would be Inspector Aberline, who hunted
Yes.
Jack the Ripper.
It's interesting because I've spoken to Dr. Claire Smith with the Metropolitan Police Heritage Archive, and she spoke about obviously Mr. Abeline, sorry, Inspector Abeline, because obviously they frequently get requests about Jack the Ripper, and they have actually got his scrapbooks, Inspector
Oh wow!
Abeline's scrapbooks. But said interestingly, there's no mention of the Ripper case.
Ah,
And she says, oh, she's always amused her when you see him portrayed on films that, he's like, especially the Johnny Depp from Hell that is
yeah.
an addict. He's like, she's like, he's just an ordinary guy who liked to repair clocks in his spare time. It was like, it's so unglamorous. Do you know what I mean? But it's, yeah, so
It
they
does
do.
make you wonder though if they took all the stuff away
Well,
about
they
Jack.
always say that, no, they always say that for police officers, there's always one case they can never solve and it all stays with them. It stays with
Yeah,
them long after they retired. So whether or not it was just, I mean, it might have existed and there's been just kept in the family, or it's maybe just gone missing because Jack Ripper records have gone missing over the years because people have just torn stuff out of pages and they're taken away. But you can actually do an appointment at the Heritage Archive in Sidcup, and you can ask to see those scrapbooks and things and records and everything. So that might be a future.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
when
you
I
can actually ask to see. Yeah,
retire, I can do that.
yeah, because you have to do regular appointment because it is actually in a working police building, so you have to be
Yeah.
escorted the whole time. So I went and actually saw. I was given a sneak preview of their new public gallery, so that was quite cool.
Oh.
But you can, because I'm going to go back there myself. But yeah, Dr. Claire Smith, she's done loads of research into Jack Ripper and how it's presented on film and that sort of thing. So she's really interesting to talk to. But yeah, I think Mr. Abline's a good choice. Yeah.
Oh, I would just love to have a drink with him.
Yeah.
And just understand of what it was like to happen, what was all going on.
Yeah.
I mean, for someone who's more than twisted mind, it would be brilliant,
Yeah.
But unfortunately for the victims, it wasn't. But for us, when we look at it, we think, oh, wow, what was it like?
Yeah.
But yeah.
And then getting Bram Stoker's opinion on the same case as well would be interesting. Because he would have been around at the same time, and him talking to Inspector Abline and stuff, and probably going, "You didn't do enough." So yeah, you can imagine. Yeah, that'd be a bit of a heated discussion, but yeah. So who'd be your third choice then?
My last one is a bit of a funny story. I would have liked to have sat down as an adult with Vincent Price.
Yes, excellent choice.
Because I'd already met him when I was a kid.
Okay.
And it was a bit of a strange. My dad used to be a gallery warder at the British Museum.
Okay.
Which also spurred me on to write all weird stuff, because I would go over as a kid on a bus and meet him at work, and I could have free run of looking at all the mummies and all the other stuff that went on. So when they used to close it up at the end of the day, I basically did have free run as long as I didn't touch anything or nick anything. Basically,
I've seen you try to nick a mummy, but yeah,
yeah, that would be nice. So anyway, they had a mummy in the British Museum, and he had ginger hair. We used to call him Ginge, and he was always the centre of attention. I don't know if it's still there. I haven't been there since I was a kid.
Yeah, you should go back.
So it could well be. But when they had famous people come around, they used to shut the museum.
Right.
So they had all these big gallery doors. I'm sure you've been there, and they've got the big galleries in there. So they would shut it off to the public 3 sections away.
Yeah.
Let's say, like, my dad met loads of people because he used to be in all the galleries. He was a wealth of mindless crap.
Yeah.
He used to just go around
wealth of knowledge, not mindless crap. Wealth of knowledge.
That was his words. and
use information.
This shows he could sit there and answer everything.
Yeah, I would be like that.
He really was such a clever man. But it's only because he'd go around and he would read all the stuff, and then people would come up to him like tourists and ask him questions about certain things.
He took an interest in what was around him. He didn't work there for donkey's years, and he was like, "What about this?" He's like, "I have no idea. I just work."
Oh no, he was definitely interested in everything.
Yeah,
like
yeah, good, yeah.
And he always gave his time to the people as well. Like, they'd say to him, what's this thing here? I remember there was a clock, and I was with him once, and I was doing drawings to keep out of the way.
Yeah.
Because they had to have me at work for some reason, I don't know. And they didn't mind. And I was doing drawings, and there was this clock that went round with all these ball bearings. And these American people came up to him and asked him about it, and he just went, like, when it was made it, and I was like, how do you know that?
Yeah.
And it just used to stand me. Anyway, so I was with him one day, and we was in the mummy room, and he got someone, supervisor or whatever, come over to him and say, okay, John, we've got a celebrity coming through, special guest. So we're going to lock down the other 3 and let them through. And they spent 15 minutes in each one. Well, when I was a kid, I used to watch all the horror black and white films.
Yeah.
And I don't know if anyone's ever seen it, but there was a film called Mask of the Red Death.
I have seen that, based on the Poe story.
Sends him mad, and then all he hears is Nicholas.
Don't tell me you were saying that when he came in.
no, but I was named after that.
Oh, okay, right, okay.
My mum gave my sister and my brother a choice of calling me, because I was the youngest.
Yeah.
I was born 10 years after them all. I was a bit of bit of a mistake, really, I think. And,
Oh, a
and
happy
then,
miracle.
yeah, yeah. And they said, oh, you can call him whatever you want. And shit, my sister called me Nicholas after that.
Yeah, quite
And
apt given
my
your
second
interest
name,
now.
yeah, my second name was Simon after Simon Templar because my
Okay.
brother liked Simon Templar. So anyway, then, so we're in the thing and coming round, and then I saw Vincent Price, and I was like, I
That's
know
Vincent
you,
Price.
I know you. You're called after me.
You
So
called after me.
he's looked at me and he's gone, "Is your name Vincent?" I went, "No, it's Nicholas." So I said, "But anyway, I'm named after you." And he sort of looked confused, and my old man's going, "Just shut up." And I said, "Yeah, when you was up the chimney, I think your missus was up the chimney." I said, and then you were a bit mad, and he clocked it straight away. He went, "That's correct." He said, "Yes, yeah, yeah." When I murdered her and put her up the chimney, he went to me, and I went, "That's right, yeah." Anyway, he stood there. He said, "Do you know about these mummies and stuff?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's Ginge, that is." And
Change.
he started laughing. He just burst out laughing. And he said to the folk next to him, he went, "He should be the tour guide for the whole thing." Anyway, I said, "Can you sign my picture? I've done a picture. Look, can you sign it?" And he signed it all and everything. And he put to Nicholas from Vincent Nicholas in brackets.
Oh,
And I had it for years and years, but it went missing after that. But I watched all his films and I thought he was like the king of horror. I just
oh
thought he
yeah, he's brilliant. Yeah.
everything. Dr. Phibes. He always done everything with a lovely bit of comedy as well.
I don't know if you've seen in the original 1960s TV series, The Man from Uncle,
Yeah,
with Robert Vaughan and Dave McCallum.
yeah,
Vincent Price was in a couple of episodes of that.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Martin. Yeah, from Frosh. Yeah, it's so good though. But again, he played it with such seriousness and such flair that, like, I mean, at that point it was quite camp, the TV series. But yeah, it's oh, Vincent Price is brilliant. Yeah, horror
Oh,
royalty, definitely.
so yeah, so that would be a guy that I'd like to sit down with, and I
So that would
know
be interesting to have
love.
him talking to Bram Stoker, because I think he'd be quite interested in Bram Stoker and Dracula and thing. And then instead to Aberline, mending this clock in the corner and being
Yeah, time now. Time
yeah.
to go.
Yeah, time to go. Yeah, time to go home, have a cup of tea, and go to bed early. Yeah. So, but if we practice that, would be like, "Oh, you're talking about his fictional horror. I could tell you through tales, you know," and it'd be like, "Yeah." Well, no, yeah, that's a really interesting combination. Yeah. So, we've got to our final question already. It's gone so quickly. So, what advice would you give someone who's thinking about creating their own graphic novel?
Don't do it. Don't do it unless you just want to age really quickly and just have no money.
Yeah,
No,
because
I'd say go for it.
yeah,
Absolutely. Absolutely go for it. But work out the costings
yes,
because you just don't realise to do it properly how much it costs.
yeah.
Uh,
Same with my. I mean, my books. You'd think my books wouldn't be that much, but yeah, by the time you count in the editor, the artwork, then obviously the legal deposit is where you got to do all that, and copyright registration and stuff. It's
yeah,
marketing, yeah, website, all that stuff. Yeah, it all becomes all maps
it's
up.
it's a hell of a lot.
Mm,
It's a hell of a lot. And yeah, if you just wanted to do something for fun, just do it for fun and do it for yourself.
yeah,
Don't care about what people think. Just do it. You know, you'll find you an audience for it. London Gothic. Not everyone loves London Gothic.
yeah,
Yeah, they just don't get it.
yeah.
I've had people say to me, "I don't like all the swearing in it." But it's there for a reason, and it's Jellicoe because he's a potty mouth, and that's how he
Yeah,
speaks.
that always make, I had that with somebody. One of my reviews was like they were fine with somebody getting brutally murdered with their throat cut, but they took offence to the swear, and I'm like, well, how does that follow when you're happy with the brutal violence that's in it,
Yeah,
and yet
yeah,
you're more offended by somebody dropping the f bomb? It's
yeah.
like,
It is. I know. I know. And certain characters, even if you look at your series now, you know, you watch a series of something, there'll be certain characters that just swear a lot.
yeah,
There'll be certain characters that don't. But they're not doing it for the sake of it. They do it because that's how they are. That's the way their mother put their hat on.
Yeah, some
And
people like literally they do like think about it. It's almost like use a swear word as a punctuation mark. Do you know what I mean? It's like
yeah. It's and I mean I'm from London, and you just swore every other bloody word.
really, I couldn't
You know,
tell.
you know. It's it is, but it's just do it for yourself. In anything you do, just make sure you do it for yourself,
Yeah,
and don't let anybody put you down
yeah,
and tell you can't do it. Because if you really want to do something in this world, you can pick it out of the air,
yeah,
and you just got to go for it. And you never know what's going to happen. You know, some weird things might come along, and you might end up, I don't know, the next big thing in writing or TV or
yeah.
anything.
But at the very least, you would have tried and you would have done it, and you would never be thinking, well, what if I'd done that?
That's yeah. Give it a go, because you just don't know.
Yeah. So that brings us to the end of our chat already. It's
I've enjoyed this.
yeah,
I come out retirement for you.
oh, thank you so much. It's been really good. So just a reminder, if you want to buy any Bow Street Society books or find a bit more, you go to bowstreetsociety.com. They're available on Amazon. I say basically are available. So do you want to just remind people who you obviously yourself, where people can follow you and where they can buy London Gothic books?
Yeah, well, we're on all the social medias. I'm not very good on computers and stuff like that, but we're on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram, and we've got a YouTube channel where we put bits and pieces up. I've done a lot of origin stories on the characters.
Yeah, is that all London Gothic? Is it on those socials? Is it?
Yeah, all London Gothic. I think it's at London Gothic.
Yeah.
You can find us at our website if you wanted to buy any. It's www.london-gothic.co.uk.
Yeah.
Mike set a code up for anyone who's watching your video, any Bow Street fans.
Okay.
So if you put in capital letters Bow Street 10, you get 10% off.
Mm. Oh,
So
thank you very much.
Anyone who actually watches your show, then they can go on and get something.
Bargain. Well, thank you. Oh, I've definitely spread the word about that. Thank you very much. And thank you for coming on. It's been a pleasure.
Oh, I've loved every minute. It's been brilliant. Dragging me out of retirement, and I've enjoyed every minute.
Good.
Thank you very much indeed, and God bless all of you.
Yeah.